The emblem of the prancing horse signifies opulent luxury and exceptional distinction, a hallmark instantly recognizable on any Ferrari supercar. Indeed, the very name Ferrari evokes notions of refinement, potency, and prowess. As the pioneering automotive brand rooted in racing, Ferrari's illustrious journey commenced with the 1940 Auto Avio Costruzione 815 and continues through to contemporary marvels like the 5999 GTB. Adorned in racing red, emitting the distinctive hum of its engine, Ferrari endures as an emblem of velocity and luxury, spanning over 7 decades. Enzo Ferrari, the visionary behind the marque, dedicated his life to crafting high-performance sports cars. His creations stand as symbols of prestige and formidable contenders on racetracks worldwide. Ferrari isn't merely an automobile. It's a victorious racing marque whose legacy traces back to 1929, although the debut of the first Ferrari-branded car didn't occur until 1947. With over 70 years of automotive mastery, Ferrari remains an unparalleled titan in the global automotive realm. Today's video delves into the rich history of this superlative luxury automobile, deeply entrenched in racing, exploring its inception, early trials, and ultimate triumphs. Join us as we uncover the origins of Ferrari, tracing its evolution into one of the most iconic automotive brands. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated on all our future uploads. Returning to our narrative, Enzo Anselmo Ferrari, the brand's founder, likely couldn't foresee the profound impact his creations would have on driving culture, birthing some of the most exquisite and technologically advanced vehicles ever crafted. Though Enzo Ferrari harbored dreams of opera stardom in his youth, fate steered him towards a career in automotive journalism. Enlisting in the army in 1917, his metalworking skills landed him a role as a mule blacksmith until health issues curtailed his service. Following his recovery, attempts to secure employment at Fiat proved futile, leading him to a stint as a test driver for a small enterprise producing torpedoes. Eventually, he found his way to Milan, where he began his racing career, marking his debut at the 1919 Parma Poggio di Berceto hill climb. Despite setbacks, such as a fuel tank leak during the 1919 Targa Florio, Enzo's passion for racing would pave the way for the legendary Ferrari marque. Following various competitions with mixed outcomes in an Isotta Fraschini 100-110 IM Corsa, Enzo Ferrari achieved a notable second place in the 1920 Targa Florio, piloting a 6-liter 4-cylinder Alfa Romeo Tipo 4060. Thus commenced a 2-decade-long collaboration with Alfa Romeo, encompassing roles from test driving and racing to negotiation, culminating in Ferrari's appointment as president of the Alfa Corse Racing Division. In 1921, Ferrari participated in multiple races as an official Alfa driver, securing 5th place in the Targa Florio in May and 2nd place at Mugello in July. However, his first significant accident occurred in September of that year, when he encountered a herd of cattle obstructing the road on the eve of the Brescia Grand Prix. The inaugural victory at the Circuito del Savio in 1923 brought Ferrari into contact with Count Baracca, father of the renowned Italian aviator Francesco Baracca, who bestowed upon him a signed portrait and urged him to adopt his son's prancing horse emblem as a mascot for his vehicles. In 1929, Ferrari founded the Scuderia Ferrari in Modena with the primary aim of facilitating owner-drivers' participation in racing. This marked the inception of an intense period of sporting endeavors that ultimately led to the establishment of an official racing team. Initially racing both cars, predominantly Alfa Romeos, and motorcycles, the Scuderia evolved into Alfa Romeo's premier racing technical hub, assuming control of the company's racing division in 1933. The early 1930s saw Scuderia Ferrari dominate motor racing, until formidable German teams, bolstered by substantial funding, began to mount a resurgence. Ferrari's split from Alfa in 1939 was attributed to irreconcilable differences with the new head of racing, Wilfredo Ricard, whom Ferrari perceived as excessively arrogant. During this era, the production and sale of automobiles differed significantly from contemporary practices. Early Ferrari models were produced in limited quantities for obvious reasons, with subsequent iterations often incorporating recycled components from previous models during development. Furthermore, Ferrari extended its offerings to racing teams and individuals involved in what is commonly referred to as gentleman racing. These participants drove track vehicles akin to contemporary models like the Porsche 911 GT2, primarily to bolster financial support for Ferrari's racing endeavors. It wasn't until the early to mid-1950s that Ferrari began ramping up production in response to growing demand for high-performance road cars and race-prepped vehicles. Collaborating with esteemed design firms such as Pininfarina and Ghia resulted in refined products. The 125S marked Ferrari's inaugural foray into automobile production. This petite two-seater V12 sports racing car was among the first two vehicles bearing the Ferrari insignia ever manufactured. A significant breakthrough in the Grand Touring road car market came in 1949 with the introduction of the 166 Inter Carrozzeria. Touring Superleggera was enlisted to craft the first-generation 166 Inter's Berlinetta coupe body, featuring a 2+2 seating configuration. Road cars swiftly became Ferrari's primary focus, with independent coach builders like Pininfarina, Scaglietti, Zagato, Vignale, and Bertone responsible for customizing early Ferrari models' bodywork. Scuderia Ferrari swiftly gained renown for its excellence, leading to Alfa Romeo appointing the company to oversee its technical racing division in 1933. The recognizable prancing horse shield began adorning the engine compartments of their cars around this time. Departing from Alfa Romeo in 1939, Enzo Ferrari launched Auto Avio Costruzioni. Operating from the former Scuderia premises, the company initially engaged in the production of machine tools and aircraft parts, rather than automobiles. However, in 1940, Ferrari introduced two new sports car models, the Auto Avio Costruzioni 815 and the Fiat 508C. Amidst the intensity of World War II in 1943, Auto Avio Costruzioni relocated to Maranello, initiating construction on what would evolve into the Ferrari factory. Although the facility faced attacks in 1944 and 1945, it was promptly rebuilt after each incident. In late 1945, Ferrari embarked on crafting its inaugural Ferrari, envisioning it to be powered by a V12 engine, a hallmark that would endure throughout the company's history. The 125 Sport, the first Ferrari-branded car, made its debut on public roads and professional racing tracks. Notably, after securing victories in prestigious events like the Mille Miglia, Le Mans 24-hour race, and Formula One World Championship Grand Prix, Ferrari's legacy was solidified, culminating in Enzo Ferrari being honored as a Cavaliere del Lavoro in 1952. In the 1960s, Ford Motor Company's foray into sports car manufacturing posed a formidable challenge to Ferrari's dominance, with attempts at acquisition proving unsuccessful. However, Fiat SPA acquired a 50% stake in Ferrari in 1969, injecting significant capital into the company for research, development, and production. Throughout the decades, Ferrari has maintained its stature as a leading sports car manufacturer, expanding into over 60 countries. Through partnerships and licensing agreements, Ferrari-branded merchandise spans a diverse range of products, from eyewear to electronics. Notably, Ferrari has received accolades such as being recognized as the best international luxury brand. In conclusion, over 7 decades, Ferrari has remained at the pinnacle of automotive excellence, continuing to uphold its racing legacy. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so that you won't miss any future video.